Hello, everyone. This is a scene for Kansas, uh, werewolf venue. In this scene, we have Lita and Alexandra and Caroline at their house, just hanging out. And yeah, so we'll pick up the scene there.
This time, Caroline isn't reading. She's actually cleaning up the house. Uh, she's actually cooking for everybody.
Oh, okay, because I ain't gonna lie, Alexandria was just gonna be some fucking. It's gonna be a lot of ramen noodles and random meat. Also hunting.
Oh no, Caroline has different types of spices and everything, and
Lita's probably doing what she normally does. She's probably got a piece of leather that she's working with, trying different things and stuff like that. So she doesn't she doesn't use Weaver items that much, so she wouldn't be like playing on her phone or watching TV or anything like that because she doesn't have a phone. She doesn't watch TV.
Alexandria watches some TV. So
and then Caroline like watches no TV. She reads.
fair enough. Um, Eventually, she is going to look over. Yo, Alpha.
Okay. Sorry, had to get back and unmute. She'll look over and she'll say, "Yes."
I'm Arpax Galliard, and so it's part of my duty to know all of you and your stories. So I'd like to know yours.
She takes a deep breath. My story. Okay. Well, especially since you are my packmates, I should tell you my story. Yes. Um. Okay. Well, forgive me if this isn't eloquent or whatever, but
That's my job to make it eloquent.
mhm. She nods. Um. So I come from a long line of warriors. There are a lot of Aruns in my line. Um. And the sept I was in before I came here um, is very much a wild space. Um, but we weren't too far from a city, and as a kid, I did go to school and did all of those things. I was fine until I was about 11. I was in a very bad car accident. Um, and she'll pull up her shirt and show these scars. I was impaled all the way through, and she'll show the scars on her belly and her back. Um, I I almost died. It was bad. It was really bad. Um, a couple of years later, um, I ended up having to lose my uterus. The scar tissue was really bad, and I had a condition called endometriosis, which is a buildup of severe scar tissue, and it can spread outside of your uterus to other organs. So I had to have it removed. So I don't have one. Um, my first change occurred when one of my cousins um, he uh, he made a very off-color comment about me not being able to have children and how that would affect my standing in the tribe. And I killed him. I snapped and I killed him when I changed.
Does Lita sound like she feels at all bad about that?
About killing him?
Yeah.
There's a little, maybe a twinge of remorse there, but for the most part, nah.
That's fair.
um,
Alexandra acts like, that was expected. She's like, okay.
um, and I was subdued by my mother. Um, my mother is also Garu. Um, and of course, I joined the Black Furies. There was no other tribe to join. Of course, I wouldn't want to join another tribe. No, I've always been, but I I know that if a lot of my tribe mates find out that I can't have kids, that um, there could be some tension there. But it's not really my fault.
If they're going to act like you are any less because of an accident that happened to you when you were 11, they are obviously not the Garu that we need.
She'll nod.
I I totally agree. Caroline will be handing some plates. Honestly, she has hamburger helper with spices. It's nothing fancy.
Oh, it's fine.
Amber the Helper is still pretty bomb though.
There are some tears in Lita's eyes. Chance the chance for me to breed was taken away from me. I didn't have a choice. And it is something that I would have wanted, but I know that at some point there will be others I can take care of.
You know, in my tribe, the Shadow Lords have, well, we still have our pure breed, and we still have some familial lines. We don't go for that much anymore. For us, a line is not developed in passing your blood along. It's not something as weak as a genetic code. The dynasty that we leave behind is founded upon our ideals. It is founded upon our deeds right now. Not that we happen to give birth to the right person.
She'll nod.
Caroline is just smiling sympathetically.
I'm sorry to offer you a platitude, Alpha.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay.
I know that in my case, if I had the choice between giving birth to someone who is inadequate or truly inspiring someone else that was not of my blood to continue after me, I'd rather go with the latter.
She'll nod. Yeah, yeah. Um, you're right about that. I guess probably when it really hit me that I wouldn't, which, if you put it like that, I guess I still could. Um, I have a sword that was given to me by my mother after I completed my rite of passage, and it's always passed down from mother to daughter upon completion of their rites of passage. And at the time, it was it's bittersweet for me because I would never have a daughter of my own to give it to. But putting it that way, maybe I will.
I firmly believe you will.
She'll smile. Thank you.
I think you'll eventually be a great mother.
She'll smile at Caroline. Thank you. I
I will
hope so.
throw out. Go ahead. Did not mean to interrupt you.
Oh, no, you go ahead.
Mine was going to be a joke.
I can hear a joke.
It would be a very ironic tale if you just so happened to end up raising a boy.
It's quite possible.
Well, I wouldn't mind raising a boy, but unless the boy is a metis, he can't be a Black Fury. So
She'll nod.
my sword, my sword can only go to my daughter
Then
if she's a Black Fury. It is a. It's not because I wouldn't want to give it to a son, or I mean, I could give it to a daughter if she wasn't a Black Fury, but I would rather give it to her if she was a Black Fury. But the sword itself, it is a fetish, and it won't work for a male Geru of any tribe or even Metis.
And besides, there is some significance if it's passed through Black Furies, I would understand.
of course.
Yes, she'll nod. Yeah. So, and then yeah, I heard about the sept popping up here and decided to break off from my family and have at it alone. And now I'm not alone. I have a pack.
And we're a family.
Yeah. Here we are. She'll smile.
Caroline's smiling as well.
But ever since the accident, cars make me very, very nervous.
Oh, I don't like to drive if I have to, but I do know how to drive.
I'm not necessarily the best driver myself. On
I
that
never learned.
overconfident, she'll say, I'm a pretty damn good driver, if you ask me.
I definitely never learned to drive. Don't ride in cars unless I can absolutely, unless I absolutely have to. Um, and because of where I grew up, I don't really have much use for phones or TV. Although, especially since she's like gritting her teeth, thinking I might have to get a phone. Maybe just
I
one that's.
will.
Go ahead.
I was just going. There are many merits of having a phone. We may be getting pack links soon, but
Yeah,
it'll be
no.
helpful to be able to contact.
Yep. I know. I know. I actually went a couple of times that we were at the college, had wished that I had some mode of communication. So I'm gonna have to get a super basic phone. She'll nod.
That is fine, and an easy task.
So, if anybody would like to help me do that, because I have no idea.
I'm sure I can help you. However, the that store will be very, very afraid. Which I can't say I mind.
She'll smile and laugh. Actually, it's
Oh,
it's
pardon me. I
it's
think I
actually.
left the stove on.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay.
Be right back.
Okay. Silly Caroline.
Caroline would be good, yes.
No, she said silly Caroline for leaving the stove on.
Oh, she was. I saw she was talking about sending Caroline.
Uh
Oh, Alexandra will respond. If the house burns down, we have lupus form.
We do, and I am no stranger to living off the land. But so what about you? What's your story?
Well, I grew up in California. I'm not sure you've heard of Fresno.
She'll shake her head. No.
LA, with less mountains, more smog, and with no coastline. All right, you have that image in your head now.
She nods.
I didn't grow up in the city. I grew up county, actually. Very rural place. Didn't mind very much. I suppose I was very popular in school. Always
Caroline comes back. Sorry.
all all good, all good.
Caroline comes back out with some cups, some tea, and a pot that was boiled. What for boiled? It has boiled water in it. Okay. I brought tea in case we wanted some.
Sure, I'll take some tea.
Sure.
Caroline continues eating her hamburger helper.
So I was always very outgoing. I was always very popular, always cheering others on to succeed in sometimes very unorthodox ways.
So you're a cheerleader.
Funny that you say it. I actually was a cheerleader.
I went to school. I know what those are. She just laughs.
Even before I became an actual cheerleader.
You've always had the knack for it.
Yes.
Caroline giggles a little bit, and she's like, "Well, you're the kindest cheerleader that I met. Most of them are way ruder than you are."
That is disappointing because I pride myself on being the biggest bitch.
Oh, don't get me wrong, you're a total bitch, but I guess I haven't seen the most of that side because I think I see the good in you as well.
No.
Not being a bitch hard enough. Anyway, part of the reason I disliked, I enjoyed the cheerleading. Everything that came as a side result I thought was unimportant. While all the other cheerleaders were focused on things like who they were going to date or who they were going to take to prom, I made sure that my routines were on point, sure that all my steps were perfect. Because at the end of the day, it's not about who you're dating or whose dick you sucked. It's about motivating. It was about motivating those that were out there on the field. I took it very seriously. I was very bored. That was the best. That was the closest thing that I had to any sort of fulfillment, but it wasn't quite close. I had to help out as with school government and all that. Unfortunately, you lacked any form of authority and couldn't exact any actual change to do anything with your power that is given to you. Something that just handed to students to get them to shut up and be complacent. So ultimately, it was a decent distraction, but ultimately not something that I was interested in. So when I graduated, it seemed hollow. Felt like I wasn't being used to my full potential. When I went to college, I decided to just major in theater. Figured acting would be fun. Be something better than the monotony of finding out, oh, we wore the same dress to prom. She rolls her eyes. During the summer before I went to college, though, got an invite from one of my old cheerleading friends. It was going to be a bit of a party, so I decided to hit it up. It was a pretty fun night. Right up until some man that he smelled awful, hadn't bathed in a while. I wasn't sure who invited him, but he set his sights on me. Not sure why. I don't know what he was planning on doing. I didn't really find out since by the time I had enough sense to really wonder, my first change was over, and that thing, who I was told was a Fomori, was dead, as well as quite a few other of the party goers. I was told, well, I was not told this, I was had the impression that I was supposed to feel bad about this. Felt like it felt like I had been let out of my cage finally. And for once in my life, I didn't feel so bored and unfulfilled. The Shadow Lords that found me took me back to the Sept with a smile on my face. It was fairly unremarkable. Mostly, mostly the Den parents leaving us to our own devices. See, Shadow Lords don't typically take on personal mentors or any of that. Can breed too much complacency. Although, I suppose it seemed obvious when it came time to join a tribe. There were some tribes that I considered. Fenrir, maybe? But it was too focused on glory and not enough on gaining something more. It wasn't about the climb, it was just about the next fight. I did consider Glasswalker, but I didn't enjoy the aspects of it. I didn't like to be so far away from the wolf. I even considered Black Fury, but I don't think my personality would suit the tribe very much, and I mean no offense, Alpha.
She'll shake her head and smile.
Either way, the tribe that called to me the most was Grandfather Thunder. So that is what I decided on. And I heard about everything here, and I decided I had to get in on some of this.
Well, you chose the right tribe, I think. It suits you.
Thank you. She'll smile.
I think it suits you as well. I definitely couldn't see you as a child of Gaia. She smiles.
I could see you as a Black Fury, but Shadow Lord suits you.
I always found it interesting to see how members of the other tribes would see us. I only really see it here, since I came from a Shadow Lord set in Fresno. But the obsession with the belief that I'm going to backstab them is very amusing.
Yeah, I mean, I've always heard that about them, but it's I've yet to meet a Shadow Lord that will actually do that unwarranted.
Exactly. Now, don't get me wrong, it happens. It definitely happens. But it doesn't happen needlessly. It shouldn't happen needlessly. Personal ambition is one thing, but at the end of the day, we only have that because we want to see the best person in those positions. If someone were to remove someone that was truly performing in their job and then went on and ran their purpose into the ground after they had dispatched or removed, done whatever to get the other person out of the picture, I would personally find that insulting. Because at the end of the day, our climb, while there is a personal desire behind it, it's not blind ambition that guides us. We are taught from day one that our first priority is Gaia, and everything else is secondary to that.
She nods. She'll turn to Caroline. What about you?
Caroline frowns a little bit, and then she kind of looks up, and then she's like, "Well, I grew up not really fitting in. Uh, I was always the one who was always bullied at school, the book nerd, the one who didn't socialize with anyone. I had a little bit of it was just there was so much anger. There was some days I just wanted to rip their throats out, and I didn't know why. I thought there was something wrong with me. And so my days went until in high school when things were just getting too much. I didn't have my change then, though. I just had to leave. And by that point, I was already about to graduate high school. And so I just dealt with it. Oh, see, I haven't done a lot of this. Oh. Then I went to college, did what I always wanted to do. I learned more about plants, their medicinal properties. Just plants always kind of fascinated me, and they're also what kept my head on straight through all the bullying. One day, I was coming home from school. This was, it wasn't that far away, like maybe 2 years ago. And somebody thought I was just stuck up because I wouldn't talk to them. They were pushing me. And then they took my book and started shredding it page by page. I blinked, and there was blood everywhere. that was my first change. I was told then that I was also a pure breed child of Gaia, which was very rare, that most of us are muddied, and that people were interested in that. I didn't really care. I didn't even know really what was going on. I didn't ask to be like this. But I learned that there's also strength in that. And with all the struggles that I go through, learning how to fight, learning how to be strong, I realize I was just pushing to the side what I really wanted, and that was just to stand up for myself.
It's very good to learn how to stand up for yourself. You're worth it. You're worth standing up for.
She smiles. It's odd to think about. I wasn't strong. All I had was my brain, and yet here I was, born to be Guru.
Too many Garu undersell intellect and cunning.
She nods. You're right. Well, anyways, that's why I always keep an eye open. It's hard for me to trust people. I always take what they have at face value and believe after they have fully proven their trust. I've went through too much to deal with people lying to me.
Lita will nod. Definitely something she can get behind.
Then I will let the both of you know then. I may do many things in the future. And whilst I will do my best to not lie about them, I will certainly make sure that my pack is kept well appraised of things. Because you deserve that much. Everyone else can fuck off, though. Everyone else is free.
I think we also know that there are certain things as Garu that even though we're pack mates, there still might be things outside of us that we'll have to do that may not be able to be talked about.
Every tribe has its secrets.
Indeed. But I think in Caroline's situation, it's more of a just people not caring how she feels about things, acting like she doesn't have any feelings, and just instead of telling her the truth, telling her what she wants to hear.
Oh.
I may be child of Gaia, but I am no pushover.
Exactly. And you never will be. Not as long as I'm around.
Then I will let you know, Caroline. And remind you, I am a bitch. And there have been times in which I will not tell you things that you want to hear. In fact, I will probably tell you things that will make you want to hit me. And that's okay. We'll find it out.
She smiles and she's like, I wouldn't have it any other way.
The best way to not be a pushover is to not be pushed over, after all.
It just makes me mad. People have the stereotype that all Child of Gaia are pushovers. I don't see that as the case.
Every tribe has their stereotypes. Just like, everyone thinks that the Black Furies are nothing but how did I hear someone put it to me one time? Man-hating feminazis?
The one I heard was man-hating lesbians.
That too. Oh yeah,
Right.
everyone, I swear, everyone thinks that all Black Furies are lesbians.
Are you talking about that Enders? I don't even why I offered for him to try to appeal to joining our pack. She's laughing.
She just shakes her head like, nope, 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 nope. Okay, so here's, all right.
His most notable deed, standing in a room with the kinfolk.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, okay. So, I don't think I'm a lesbian.
I don't think you are either.
I don't think. Okay, so my deal with men is that I have a lot of trouble trusting them. So it takes a lot for me to be able to trust them. So I try not to write them off as soon as I meet them. I try not to be that way, but there is one. There's if I was gonna let a guy into the pack, it would probably be Oliver.
I could get down with Oliver.
I could see Oliver.
He's pretty cool. I liked him. So, not like
Caroline,
that. No.
Caroline giggles a little bit and she's all like,
Even though I can't make a metis, doesn't mean no.
you know,
Nope.
the thing that I thought was funny is the fact that I mentioned Enders to join the pack, but then I realized he would have to live here, and I'm not willing for that to happen.
No. No.
I feel bad, but I feel like I can't trust him.
If he does something of value, maybe something worth visiting again. But it's ultimately your call. Looking at Lita.
Yeah, she's looking at Lita as well.
It would have to be something pretty remarkable.
I can agree with that.
And he would have to show consistent competency, which I'm not sure he's capable of. And she's like, completely fucking serious. There's no jest behind that at all.
She'll just say, that's pretty fair. The best thing I'd seen him do was accurately suss out one tank.
Yeah, well, I can do that too.
Yes, it stands to mention that I was the one that engaged and drove it away.
Yes.
Was not able to kill it though, unfortunately. This was Engage Park, so we were in public. Bad.
She'll nod. Yeah.
So he mentioned that it was something that was over there, but he didn't pursue to kill it.
He was ready. He was ready. He was prepping for it. You see, this was in that Gage Park place, which was just crawling with shit. So we were in public, and I turned up, and then we had a bail issue. And to be quite frank, I'm not stupid enough to do that. So I did want to eventually track him down later after I kind of just looked at him a little funny, and then I'm pretty sure I smelled him shit himself. Either way, bigger things got put on our plate.
There's all kinds of crazy things going on. There's that Jason fellow. There's the demons. There's vines that attack people.
Fuck those vines. I'm gonna burn those fucking vines to the ground. I'm gonna find the motherfucker that shot me personally, and I'm gonna beat him to death.
Normally, I'm against destroying plants, but that is so unnatural.
Yeah, speaking of, we really need to go get rid of those plants.
Absolutely.
We need a plan.
Night raid may not be the worst idea, Alpha.
That's what I was thinking too. Especially with school happening nighttime, the later the better. But we can't stay too late though, so it has to be like 11 or 12 and like 4.
I also would think that going on our spirit quest beforehand may actually be useful.
Oh
If we
yeah, I'm hoping
if
that we can get that done. Yeah.
if we can get pack link, then that would definitely be a way to make that much easier.
We'll also need some kind of way to actually destroy the plants. Going in with our claws may be useful, but we may want to destroy all of their data. And everything they have up in those greenhouses.
Destroy the university, she says.
Alexandra looks as if she's not opposed to that, like she's thinking about it. She's still thinking about it.
But first
No.
we have to find the guard that shot you. And then we have to torture him.
Oh, torture is... as fun as I think that would be, going after him first, it wouldn't be conducive to things. And
She nods. If only I had a basement, we could lock him up in there, and we could just torture him. And she kind of looks at herself, and she's like, "Oh my god, what have I become?"
Good, girl, good. Just gotta learn how to put that shit in check. Either way. Still looks Lita. Still looks like she's about to say something.
No, she wasn't. She was just
Okay.
listening.
I am more than content with him simply paying for fucking up my shirt. Quick death.
All right, so the plan is we go get our totem and then go clean house at the college.
All right. It sounds like a plan.
Agreed.
Because having that mind link thing you get with the totem would help. If we can. I don't know if we can. I don't know much about this stuff. She looks to Caroline.
Caroline smiles. She's like, I just figured out a little bit more about spirits, so.
Okay.
Speaking of which,
So we're all going to learn a lot more, aren't we?
we're also going to have to destroy that oil facility. Eventually. I'd say that would be right after the university because I was taught about spirits.
Alexandra nods.
Lita nods. Just point me in the direction to hit stuff. I mean, I think I'm good for more than that, but you know.
Can I
I
ask
feel
what?
like I've gotten a little bit better at hitting stuff as well.
Yes, you have.
Oh, see, she actually has the same stats as Alexandra.
Alexandra will still say she's better.
Right?
Even if your stats become higher, she'll still say she's better.
We need to have a training scene where Caroline beats your character.
Have to have an ST present.
Right?
But, okay. Did, anybody have anything else they wanted to say? I think it's probably a good place to end.
There was one thing.
Okay.
There was one thing. It was probably once Caroline went to bed. That's not a salt thing, but that's like beta and alpha. Beta wants to hit up alpha right quick.
Uh-huh.
Alexandra's going to be looking to beta after all that. Caroline's gone, she'll say. So, on a somewhat personal note, how are you handling being alpha?
It's taking some getting used to, but I think it'll It's good. It's good. How are you handling me being alpha?
As far as I'm concerned, the best person for the job has it. If I'm going to be your beta, then I'm going to be the best beta that has ever lived.
Of course you will be. I expect nothing less.
I do just want to remind you, though, if it does become a bit much, I understand that everyone is valuable.
She'll nod.
So, you can lean on me. That's what I'm here for.
Thank you. She'll offer a hug to Alexandra.
Alexandra will hug back.
I'm glad we're in a pack together. And I'm glad that you're my beta. I think our pack is on our way to do some really great things.
I know.
She smiles. All right. I think it's time for me to get some sleep.
Woo woo.
But she'll before she heads to bed, she'll look back at Alexandra and she'll say, "That goes for you too. If you need someone to lean on, I'm here for you."
Understood. Thank you, Lita.
You're welcome. She'll smile and head off to bed. And I think that is where we can end this scene. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. We'll see you next time.